So today we're going to make a sourdough loaf using the loaf pan method, and we're also not going to use a banneton. So no fancy basket or even a bowl needed, because we're just going to cold proof our loaf in our loaf pan. We're going to do this from mix to bake, and I'm even going to slice this one so that y'all can see the crumb. So first you're going to need 1 cup of active starter, 1 cup of water, and then you're just going to give that a mix. If I'm just mixing a single loaf, I usually just mix it with a fork. Now we're going to add in our flour. So I always use King Arthur bread flour, and it's 3 cups of bread flour. So now we're going to put in some salt on top of that flour. I used about 3/4 tablespoon of salt. As you can see, I was just eyeballing it today. So then you're going to start kneading that dough, adding a little bit more water as you are kneading the dough. So I usually end up adding about another 1/4 cup of water per loaf, but it really just depends on how runny your starter was. So if your starter hadn't been fed in a while, you won't need to add as much water while you are kneading. Then I left the dough on the counter uncovered for 20 minutes, came back, did my 1 stretch and fold, and now we're going to leave it for about 6 hours. So my house was pretty chilly, so I did put it on my warming mat just to help it rise in time so that I wouldn't be up until midnight. So this was after the 6 hours on the counter covered. Now we're going to shape it. So I like to flour my surface first, pull my dough out and put it onto the surface, and sprinkle a little bit of flour on any sticky spots. Just kind of toss it around a little bit, get rid of any sticky spots, flatten it out, cinch it together, roll it up. Spin it a little bit so that the bottom of that loaf will cinch together. So now, since we are not using a banneton, we're going to put it straight on our parchment paper. I use air fryer liners. I've never had them stick, so they've been really good to me, but you can use regular parchment paper too. So we're just going to put that straight into our loaf pan, cover it. We're going to stick it in the fridge overnight. So this was the next morning. I don't have to put it on parchment paper. It's already in the loaf pan. Just give it a little score, cover it with another loaf pan. I baked it at 450 for 30 minutes with the top, and then 25 minutes without the top. As you can see, that parchment paper just peels right off. It's perfectly golden. It was about 200 degrees internal. I do like to check my loaves internally to make sure they are at least 190. So this is after it is all baked up. We're going to let it cool for a couple hours, and then we're going to slice into it. This was after about 4 hours on the counter. I went ahead and sliced it up. Here's a little crumb shot. Super simple recipe that makes great bread.